I am Bijal Kansara, professor from Electrical Engineering Department of Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center. In this video, we are going to talk about basic of operational amplifier, its advantages, need of an operational amplifier, application of op-amp, its symbols, terminals, equivalent circuits of an op-amp, internal structure of op-amp and op-amp characteristics. As its name suggests, as an operational amplifier, it is a basic amplifier. The basic job of any amplifier is to amplify the signal. Now let us understand why it is known as operational amplifier. So in early days, when digital computers are not evolved at that time, different mathematical operation like addition, subtraction, integration and differentiation is done by operational amplifier. So by just connecting few resistance and capacitors, it is possible to perform different operations. That is why it is known as operational amplifier. Operational amplifier is a voltage amplifier with extremely high voltage gain, which could be connected in a various configuration to perform a variety of operations such as amplification, differentiation and integration. Hence the name operational amplifier. Op-amp is basically a multi-stage amplifier which uses number of amplifier stages interconnected to each other in complicated manner. This internal amplifier use transistor or FET means field effect transistor as an amplifying devices. An op-amp is a very high gain differential amplifier with very high input impedance, typically few mega ohms, and low output impedance less than 100 ohms. If the signal is applied to the input terminal, result in opposite polarity output, then input terminal is called as an inverting input, and if the output is same polarity input terminal is called non-inverting input. It will be get clear to you very shortly why it is known as a inverting or non-inverting input terminal. In this figure you can show that the minus sign here. This minus sign terminal labeled is called as an inverting input terminal, and positive labeled terminal is known as a non-inverting terminal, and it has a two supply voltage, positive supply terminal and negative supply terminal. Earlier, op-amp were used primarily to perform mathematical operations such as the summation, subtraction, differentiation and integration, etc. So it is named as a op-amp. Typical application of op-amp include voltage amplitudes change, oscillator, filter circuit and instrumentation circuits. Need of an op-amp. An op-amp is an integrated circuit voltage amplifier that has a very high voltage gain, very high input resistance. It has very low output resistance and very large bandwidth. Most importantly, we can use the same op-amp for variety of application with different external component. This makes circuit design easy and cost effective. The characteristics like output resistance, input resistance, bandwidth we can discuss in a next video. Application of op-amp. Some of the important application of op-amps are amplifiers, active filters, arithmetic circuits, voltage comparator, waveform generator, precision rectifiers, multipliers, timer, multi-vibrators, log and anti-log amplifiers and regulated power supplies. Op-amp symbol and terminal. Op-amp has two inputs, this two inputs, one output terminal and two supply terminal. These are inverting input, these are non-inverting inputs, and this is the output terminal This is a positive supply voltage terminal and this is a negative supply terminal. We can apply the input voltage which is to be amplified to any of the two input pins connecting the other pin to the ground. Means we can supply to the op-amp by three different ways. The first one, we connect the supply voltage here at minus terminal and 3 terminal should be at the ground. This is the first type. In second type, 2 point is connected to the ground and third given to the supply, and in third type we give supply to the both terminals. Means here we connect V1 supply, here we connect V2 supply. So difference between these two terminal means V1 minus V2 or V2 minus V1 means VD. That is to be the amplified by this op-amp. So of the two op-amp symbol and terminals, inverting terminals and non-inverting terminals. This is inverting terminal and non-inverting terminal. The input terminal marked with the negative sign here is called as an inverting terminal and it is denoted by capital I. If we connect the input signal to this terminal, this input signal to negative terminal, then amplified output will be the 180 degree out of phase with respect to input terminal, as you can see in this figure. Here input signal is this and output signal is this, which is 180 degree phase difference with respect to the input signal. Input and output signal with 180 degree phase shift when the input signal is applied to the inverting terminal minus terminal. Means here for first half cycle is positive, but here the first half cycle is negative. Non-inverting terminal. The input terminal labeled with the positive sign here, positive sign, is called as a non-inverting terminal and it is denoted as a capital NI. If we connect the input signal to this terminal, then amplified output signal is in phase with respect to the input signal. For both input and output, first half cycle is positive and second half cycle is negative. Means both input and output are in phase with each other, means non-inverted output signal we get. Input and output signal with zero phase shift. Non-inverted output signal means they have zero phase shift when the input signal is applied to the non-inverting terminal plus terminals. Means when we applied input signal to minus terminal, we get output which is 180 degree phase shift to the input signal, and when we apply the input signal to the plus sign means non-inverting terminal, we get the output which is in phase with the input signal. Next is equivalent circuit of an op-amp. The figure shows the equivalent circuit of the practical op-amp. Please note that it is the equivalent circuit of practical op-amp. It is not an ideal op-amp. Ideal op-amp will discuss in next lecture. It includes the important value such as AV. AV means open loop voltage gain. RI is a input resistance. R0 means output resistance. RL means load resistance. The value of input resistance RI is finite but very high here, and the value of output resistance is non-zero because op-amp is a non-ideal. Please remember, value of RI is a finite but very high, and output resistance value is non-zero. Here Ri is a input resistance, R0 means output resistance, AV means voltage gain or open loop gain. Why this is called open loop gain? Because the output is directly depend on the input, it is not depend on the feedback, so it is called as a open loop gain. Vd means differential signal. Mathematically it can be expressed as V1 minus V2. Here V1 signal is applied to the plus terminal, means non-inverting terminal, and V2 is applying on negative terminal, means inverting input. So Vd get by V1 minus V2, so V1 minus V2. Hence the output voltage is given by, output voltage is denoted as VO is equal to AB into V1 minus V2, and V1 minus V2 is denoted as Vd. So simplifies the equation by putting a value of V1 minus V2 is equal to Vd. So VO became AV into Vd. So output voltage is given by product of voltage gain into a differential input voltage. Here V1 is a voltage at the non-inverting input terminal of op-amp with respect to ground, and V2 is a voltage at the inverting input terminal of op-amp with respect to the ground. Internal structure of an op-amp. An op-amp is a multi-stage amplifier which can be represented by a block diagram as shown in the figure. The op-amp is basically a differential amplifier. It will amplify the voltage which is differentially present between its input terminals. It has a 4 stage. First one is a input stage, second is a intermediate stage or a gain stage, third one is a level shifting stage, and fourth is a output stage. All this stage we discuss one by one. The first one is a input stage. Here this is a input stage. Input stage has a 2 terminals input, non-inverting input and inverting input. It dual input balance output differential amplifier, means it has a 2 inputs and 2 output. Second stage, intermediate stage, has a 2 input but output is a 1. So dual input unbalanced output. Here only 1 output, so it is called as a unbalanced output differential amplifier. Level shifting stage, such as a emitter follower using a constant current source. What do you mean by emitter follower? Emitter follower is a common collector amplifier. It is known as a emitter follower. Okay, and the last one is a output stage. Complementary symmetry push-pull amplifier. A push-pull amplifier is a one type of power amplifier which is used to supply high power to the load. It consists of 2 transistors, in which one NPN transistor and second one is a PNP. The first transistor pushes the output on the positive half cycle and other pulls on the negative half cycle. This is why it is known as a push-pull amplifier. Okay, it has a 2 transistor, one NPN, second is PNP. One pushes this signal for the positive high cycle, and the second one is pull the signal for the negative half cycle, and then the output stage given the output for these 2 signals. Okay, the first stage is input stage. The input stage is a dual input balance output differential amplifier. Dual input means it has a 2 inputs, and balance output means it has a 2 output differential amplifier. The 2 inputs are inverting and non-inverting input terminal. As we seen in the figure, this stage provide most of the voltage gain of the op-amp and decide the value of input resistance Ri. The requirement of the input stage. It must have two inputs. This is the first requirement for the input stage. Compulsory it have two inputs. It must provide very high input impedance. Third, it must have a low output impedance. And the fourth one is, it must be directly coupled amplifier for large bandwidth, and it must have a very high CMRR. CMRR means common mode rejection ratio, means its ability to eliminate the noise is very high, should be very high. The second one is intermediate stage. It has a two output and only it has two inputs and only one output, so it is called as a dual input but unbalanced output differential amplifier. The requirement of intermediate stage is moderately high input and output resistance, and it has a high voltage gain. The next is level shifting stage. It is a most important stage for the op-amp. Due to the direct coupling used between the first two stages, the input of the level shifting stage is an amplified signal with some non-zero DC level. Level shifting stage is used to bring this DC level to the 0 volts with respect to the ground. Requirement of level shifting stage. When the input signal passes from one stage to the other, its DC level goes increasing. Due to increased DC level, the output voltage get distorted. It also limits the maximum output voltage swing. Therefore, we have to use a level shifting stage to bring a DC level to 0 volts with respect to ground. Due to the use of level shifter, the output of op-amp will have a DC, means average voltage level of 0 volt. Next is output stage. This stage is normally complementary output stage. It increases the magnitude of voltage and raise the current supplying capability of the op-amp. It also ensures that output resistance of op-amp is low. The requirement of the output stage is low output resistance, large current sourcing capacity, and large output voltage swing. Sourcing and sinking are terms used to define the control of direct current flow in the load. Next, op-amp parameters. The first one is open loop gain, and it is denoted as AV. It is a differential gain of op-amp in open loop mode of the operation. Open loop mode is a mode of operation without any feedback. The output voltage can be given as V0 is equal to AV into VD. By this equation, we can write open loop gain AV is equal to V0 by VD. Next is differential input resistance. It is an equivalent resistance measured at either the inverting or non-inverting terminal with the other terminal connected to the ground. The resistance which is connected at the input side of op-amp is called as a differential input resistance. The Ri should be as high as possible. It is a few mega ohm for the op-amp having a transistorized input stage, where Ri is extremely high for the op-amps having a FET based input stage. The next is output resistance. It is defined as a resistance measured by looking into the output terminal of op-amp with the input source are short circuited. It is denoted by RO and measured with respect to the ground. The RO should be as small as possible because this improves as a current sourcing and capacity and output voltage regulation. Means the input resistance should be as high as possible and output resistance should be as small as possible. The fourth one and most important is input offset voltage. It is denoted by VIOS, means input offset voltage. Ideally, for zero input voltage, the op-amp output voltage should be 0. But practically, it is not so. This is due to the unavoidable imbalance inside the op-amp, especially imbalance in the differential input stages. So, we have to apply a small differential voltage at the input of op-amp to make output voltage 0. This voltage is called as a input offset voltage. A small differential input voltage that is required to apply to an op-amp in order to make its output 0 is called as an input offset voltage. The input offset voltage is denoted by VIOS. The input offset voltage is normally in the few megawatt range. The value of input offset voltage is temperature dependent and ideally VIOS should equal to 0, but in practically it is not 0. Fifth is output offset voltage. The definition of output offset voltage is the output voltage produced due to the input offset voltage is called as a output offset voltage and it is denoted as VOOS. Thus, due to the input offset, there is an output voltage produced even when the signal input is 0. A compensation network should be used in order to nullify this output voltage. The next is input bias current. The definition of input bias current is it is the average of the current flowing into the two input terminal of the op-amp. Let here two input currents are IB1 and IB2. So input bias current is the average of these two current. Therefore IB is equal to IB1 plus IB2 divided by 2. Ideally, the current IB1 and IB2 must be 0, but for the practical op-amp, they do exist due to the finite value of input resistance Ri. Due to the slight difference in the characteristic of transistor used in the input stage of an op-amp, the two currents IB1 and IB2 are not equal. The input bias current should be as low as possible. It can be reduced to sum of the level. The next is input offset current IIOS. The input offset current of an op-amp is defined as the algebraic difference between current flowing into its inverting and non-inverting terminal. Mathematically, it is expressed as IOS is equal to modulus of IB1 minus IB2, where IB1 is a current flowing into the non-inverting input and IB2 is a current flowing into the inverting terminal as we shown in the previous figure. Ideally, the input offset current must be 0 and practically it should be small as possible. The input offset current exists due to the unequal currents IB1 and IB2 flowing into the input terminal of the op-amp. The value of IB1 and IB2 are different from each other because the transistor used in an input stage of an op-amp is not exactly identical. The input offset current will give rise to finite output voltage even when the input voltage is 0. That is why it should be reduced to the lowest possible value. The input offset current is a temperature dependent. The next is common mode rejection ratio. Common mode rejection ratio is a ratio of differential gain to the common gain. It is denoted as a rho. CMRR indicates the capability of the op-amp to successfully reject a common mode signal. CMRR should be high as possible. CMRR of a practical op-amp is not infinite. However, it is a very high for the IC 741. Such a high CMRR helps to reject the common mode signal such as the noise successfully. Ninth one is a power supply rejection ratio. The change in op-amp's input offset voltage VIOS due to the variation in the supply voltage is called as a power supply rejection ratio. It is also called as a supply voltage rejection ratio, means SVRR, or power supply sensitivity, means PSS. Mathematically it can be written as PSRR is equal to delta VIOS divided by delta V, where delta VIOS is change in a input offset voltage and delta V is change in a supply voltage. The ninth one is slew rate. It is the most important characteristics. The slew rate is defined as the maximum rate of change of output voltage per unit time. Mathematically it is expressed as SR is equal to dVO divided by dt at maximum volts per microsecond. The unit of slew rate is volt per microsecond. The importance of the slew rate is the slew rate decides the capability of op-amp to change its output rapidly. Hence, it decides the highest frequency of the operation of the given op-amp. The value of slew rate depends on the change in the voltage gain. Therefore, it generally specified at the unity gain. Slew rate should be ideally and practically as high as possible. The value of the slew rate S of an op-amp decide the maximum frequency FM, which can be amplified by op-amp without introducing any distortion. Mathematically it can be given as FM is equal to S divided by 2 pi Vm, where Vm is a peak input voltage and S is a slew rate. Next is a bandwidth. The bandwidth of an amplifier is a range of a frequency over which all the input signal frequency are amplified almost equally. The bandwidth of an op-amp should be as large as possible. It should be capable of amplifying the signals right from f is equal to 0 Hz. In other words, its frequency response should extend it right up to 0 frequency. Thus, the gain of an op-amp should be constant from 0 frequency, means DC signal, to the infinity Hertz. Next is gain bandwidth product. The gain bandwidth product GB is the bandwidth of the op-amp corresponding to the voltage gain of unity. The graph of open loop gain versus the frequency is shown in the figure. It shows that gain bandwidth product is equal to 1 megahertz. The other term used for GB are closed loop bandwidth, unity gain bandwidth and small signal bandwidth. The next is large signal voltage gain. We know that op-amp amplifies the difference voltage between two inputs. Therefore, voltage gain of op-amp is defined as voltage gain is equal to output voltage divided by differential input voltage. Output voltage divided by differential input. Output voltage is VO and differential input voltage is V1 minus V2. And V1 minus V2 is VD. So, So voltage gain AV can be given as VO divided by VD. As VO is much larger than VD, this voltage gain is called as a large signal voltage gain. The next is output voltage swing. The maximum possible positive or negative output voltage of an op-amp is called as a saturation voltage. So VO maximum is equal to plus or minus V saturation, means saturation voltage. Typically V saturation is equal to 0.9 VCC and minus V saturation is equal to minus 0.9 VCC. Here minus 0.9 VCC. If supply voltage is plus or minus 15 volt, then VO maximum is given as plus or minus 13 volt. The output voltage swing is defined as a difference between the saturation voltage, means positive saturation voltage and negative saturation voltage. These are the GTO questions that asked in a previous year. The first one is a define op-amp in May 12. The second question is draw the equivalent circuit with the significance of each component of the practical op-amp. And it can be asked as a draw and explain the equivalent circuit of an op-amp. Third one is a draw the block schematic of a typical operational amplifier and briefly explain the function of each block. Also give the equivalent circuit of the op-amp. The fourth is define any 7 op-amp parameters, means op-amp characteristics. The fifth is define following electrical parameters: input offset voltage, input resistance, CMRR, SVRR, large signal voltage gain, output voltage swing. And the last is define PSRR, SVRR, input bias current, input offset current. Thank you.